Welcome to the BFME 2, the Rise of the Witch King in an epic 1v1 video commentary between good players. We have the Man of the West player Barbie Girl versus the Goblin player Australia. So it's gonna be good against evil. The main, we're not talking about Gondor and Rohan united in one faction versus the Goblin town. Two tunnels opening into the fissure, so not a Goblin cave, not a Goblin spam. And on the opposite side of the map, we have two farms into the archery, so it's a bit more defensive opening, which is kind of building up to the momentum of defense. And later on he will also need the barracks, definitely, because archers all alone cannot deal any economical damage. They are just there for the defense. Later on, when they have the fire arrows purchased, that's gonna change the entire situation. But until this is going to happen, you need some barracks or the Knights of Gondor from the stable. And man has plenty of production buildings, which is not a good thing, by the way, because other factions like Elves, for example, can recruit plenty of units from the same building. And man has to build for this at least two production buildings, like in this case, barracks and an archer range. Archers are pretty good when it comes to defend against the half-troll marauders. And I'm assuming they are planning to creep. That's going to be their target number uno. Remember, there is a troll creep, so the builder was building a tunnel over here, and that's the power of the goblins and also from the dwarves. They can just do this and teleport their units from one location to another. And of course, these are super beefy and tanky pikemen. They will always be able to creep this without any problems. And the good thing is, the other builder, for example, could already build a tunnel here. So once they are done with this creep, they could just get into the tunnel and get out from the tunnel and creep this like a minute later. And the bigger the map is, the more advantage the tunnel system is going to give to you. So it's going to be a soldier and a pikeman opening from Barbie Girl. And it's a level 2 fissure now. We will get the chance to see the cave trolls. And he's going to build the first Goblin Cave now, right after. So it looks like he will be also able to capture this. This inn for the Goblin faction gives him the chance to recruit the Corsairs of Umbar. The pirates come. And the Marauders are leading forward. They should be able to creep this one over here as well. But the archers are here alongside with the soldiers. So they will try to deny this from happening, but their damage is kind of crazy. They will try to micro around. In this situation, what you can do is you can use the bombard ability, which will give you the chance to shoot over the buildings. And that's going to be creep for the Man of the West faction player, Barbie Girl. And that's what BFME is looking like in 2025. Even girls are playing this. I mean, it's just the username. I don't know if the player is really a girl or not. Usually the games are being played from males most of the time, but I know indeed few girls who are also playing this game. We have the cave trolls marching forward. They are kind of slowish though. One of them has a tree in his hands. The other one is using his fist as a weapon. And this is going to be the creep number 2. So 2 creeps taken, but remember, the troll layer is more rewarding compared to the walk layer. And he might even go for the creep number 3 by creeping the troll or creeping the walk at the bottom left side. So the trolls with the marauders and goblin warriors, they are coming. And of course, the damage you are looking for is always going to be to the production buildings or to the resource buildings. The trolls are actually dealing good amount of damage, and the archers, like mentioned before, are using the bombard ability. But once you destroy the barracks, that means no more pikemen anytime soon, and 1 or 2 archers cannot stop the trolls from doing what they are here for. The fortress is shooting them, and remember, this is not like a mountain troll from the Mordor faction. These trolls cannot eat an orc to regenerate their HP back to full. That's something they cannot do. And one of the trolls is going to be already taken down. Plenty of archers. The troll is surrounded. and all the damage they were able to deal was to destroy the barracks, which can easily be replaced. But in the meantime, the Man of the West faction player Barbie Girl was just able to finish the creep number 3, and of course this is going to give him a lot of power points. Now we have half-drop Swordmen 2 and more Pikemen, 2 Goblin Keeves for the production of the Goblin Warriors. And the Troll actually, you know, didn't go down as fast as I was expecting him to go down. He actually was able to stall and buy lots of time. And the push number 2 is about to happen with the War Chant. Plenty of Goblin Warriors and half-draw Swordmen. Remember, the half-draw Swordmen cannot be trampled, which makes them also great against the Knights of Gondor. And if you trample into too many Goblin Warriors, you have seen what happens. You will get slowed down, you will stuck, and the poison blades will poison you, which will cause you to take damage over time. He forgot about this pikeman over here, and after the first couple of minutes into the game, the Barbie Girl, the Man of the West faction player, has 500 available command points, has collected 7 power points in total, invested 5 of them into the heal, and has almost 3 power points on top of that. Goblin player Australia has also 550 available command points, and he has collected almost the same amount of power points just like his opponent, but he's about to lose the tunnel over here unless he wants to fight for this. But if you want to be able to deal with this many archers, you might need to find a transition into the Goblin Spider Riders from the Spider Pit. But first of all, you need to get this building to level 2 before you are able to recruit any of these. But for now, we don't see any Spider Pit. We see only 2 Goblin Caves and a Fissure, level 2. Level 3 Fissure is also going to give you, the chance to, first of all, boost your production speed quite a bit. It means faster production of the units, but also enables new units you can recruit, such as the Mountain Giants for the Siege, or also the Fire Drakes, the little ones. So far, the Man faction player is doing a good job defending, but I think this creep should be taken by the Goblin player. The pikemen already took a lot of damage, so they should not be able to take this creep for themselves. But you never know. The choke point is kind of good for them. Not many of these half-draws can attack them, but it's a matter of time. And that's going to be a creep taken by the Goblin player, Australia. Plenty of archers, but 0 pikemen. So keep that in mind, what a Spider Rider, or maybe 2 of them, are able to do in those situations. We see more cave trolls from the Fissure, and 2 Goblin Caves, level 1. And plenty of archer armies approaching. So against massive archers, that's your only goal. Of course, you can also go for example, like a hero. Izok can be a good choice here. And of course, the best choice would be Sheila, because she can also trample into the enemy units. 1 pikeman was able to make it through, but the archers will actually be able to deal with this, I'm assuming, before the farm is going to go down. The soldiers are also quite helpful. He doesn't even need to use the rebuild ability to save the farm over here. 1 more wave of goblins and trolls are coming. The builder is to be careful, because the builder, even though he's fast, he cannot outrun the goblin warriors. Goblins are faster. I think they are the fastest infantry unit in the game. And the builder will, respect the work, I guess. He won't even bother trying to destroy the builder. The trolls are marching forward. They keep going, and they will get the chance to surround the level 2 farm. Beautiful trample into the goblin lines. But I think this farm cannot be saved anymore. It's gonna go down. It means minus 75 command points in the bank for the Man of the West faction player. But the archers are coming from behind. The Galadrim warriors coming also from the inn was able to capture. These are the special unit from the Man of the West faction. And they are coming from this building over here. They cost 400 resources each, so they are still cheaper compared to the Rangers. And also, you don't need to get this building to level 2. Galadrim warriors are like the Alvin warriors from the BFME 1 game. So you are able to, use alternate weapon, fight with bows, but also with swords. And I believe without Spider Pit, you cannot win the fight against army. You can try to ignore the army and go for the buildings instead, like you did. But I think at some point you will be forced to fight against the army before you can approach. So for that reason, you need to find a solution to the massive archer spam from your opponent. Keep moving. And this is the obvious weakness of the goblins, you know? The goblins have a hard time against archers, but also against horses. Because the half-throw pikemen, they are not like a real pikemen, which are dealing revenge damage if you trample into them. Since they are immune to trample, means that the Knights of Gondor can just ignore them and ride through them, you know, without taking any damage. Like when you would charge into tower guards, pikemen from Isengard or something, you will get revenge damage, you will knock them down, but they will kind of crush you, which makes the countering system for the other factions much greater compared to the Goblin faction. We have 0 heroes so far on the field, but the map is looking more pink to me than it's looking red. So 925 command points available for Barbie Girl, 15 power points collected after the rallying call in the heal, but he didn't pick anything yet. So he can go for a 10, he can go for the rebuild, he has plenty of options. And he's almost full at command points, plus he has 2.2k, so you can even go for an expensive hero like Aragorn, for example. But of course, Gandalf can be also a choice. And the Goblin player, on the other hand, has also 750 available command points. He actually went for a hero. This is the Spider Queen Shelob. Like mentioned before, she's pretty good. When it comes to trample, she's super tanky. She will counter both the Knights of Gondor, plus she will also counter the archer spam. So you need a lot of pikemen to be able to deal with her. And you can see in this situation what she's able to do against the Knights of Gondor. She's also splash damage, so she can hit multiple units at the same time, as you can see and tell. And she's super tanky from the minute 1. She has 5000 HP from the moment she's recruited. That's the Hobbit summon, by the way. And to counter the Wildman of Dunland summon. And Shelob is also able to, you know, ignore the hills, so she can go to unpassable things. For example, she can climb a mountain. That's something which is exclusive for the Shelob. And she's also trampling, so she's a very powerful hero and also good counter against other heroes with the Poison Stinger. Has terror ability, a web to slow them down so they cannot get away from you, and even trampling into the summoned hobbits over here. But still, she needs some help, and finally we see a Spider Pit level 2. That's what the Goblin player needed all along. One more trample, and that's, you see, that's changing literally every fight now, turning it into the favor of the Goblin faction player, and forcing the Men faction player to recruit tower guards, and also Aragorn, LSR. Isildur's heir has been recruited to lead the armies of men to victory, just like in the films. And you wanna avoid the tower guards no matter what though. There comes the terror ability from Shelob. Big fight is breaking out. But Man faction is kinda overwhelming his opponent. Aragorn is super tanky, but the half-troll pikemen are also super good against heroes. He can use always the Atelas when he wants to. Shelob is going to ignore this and try to destroy some farms instead. And this is the Grand Harvest we can see now from the marketplace over here, making the Man of the West faction player even wealthier and help him to grow richer. Farm is gonna go down, tower guards have to be ignored. You cannot fight against them with the Shelob. She's a monster and she's super weak against pikemen. Tower guards are the elite pikemen from the Man of the West section. They are super strong. And for me also the best designed unit in the entire game. They look just awesome. Look at their big shields and the big sticks in their hands. The Knights of Gondor are coming for a trample. The goblins have no chance. They will get trampled once and go down. And Shelob is level 5. She has the tunnel ability, which also will deal good amount of damage. 50. It's a crash damage, so you can pop out. That's the Watcher in the water. It's unfightable. It is going to be used. Aragorn is using the Blade Master, but he's super low. And I told you before that the pikemen are dealing good amount of damage. Shelob is going to finish her potentially if she's close, but Shelob is fighting here. Not even needed. Aragorn, the King of Gondor, has been taken down. That's going to be the Great Company, special summon from the Man of the West faction player. And that's going to be enough to force the enemy to retreat. But I think that's a good trade nonetheless for the Goblin faction. So he did a good job over here. Okay, so PowerPoint-wise, the Watcher has been summoned 1,000 command points available for the Goblin. But I think also the same situation for the Man through. Now we have reached officially the mid-game and almost closer to the late game, in which we will be potentially get the chance to see the 25 power points. Remember, the Goblins have really powerful power points, you know. They have the chance to call on the Balrog, the demon of the ancient world, or they can also summon the Fire Drake. The Dragon summon is good. Both of these are amazing against buildings, amazing to, you know, get you the economical advantage over your opponent. But the army of men is hard to match, plenty of tower guards, so you need maybe half-draw swordmen to be able to fight against them. And we have also Garkill, the Goblin King, as the hero number 2 for the Goblin faction. And here we see Eomer, the Horse Lord of Rohan, is also about to join the battlefield. Oh, beautiful trample into the enemy lines. The statue is going to be taken down, but I think also the builder is going to be in big trouble. Builder cannot get away from this situation and will not be able to make it to work tomorrow in the morning. Big commitment on the Spider Pit level 2. The fortress is shooting, dealing continuous damage, but I think if he can destroy the Spider Pit level 2, he does not to be worried about any more Spider Riders in the next 2 minutes at least. And the tower guards are dealing good amount of damage to the buildings. They will indeed be able to take it down. Tower guards looking super strong here. And are able to, you know, kind of fight for a very long time. The goblins are building now the towers. The goblin towers are building up in like no time. They have like the fastest expansion build time in the whole game. I like what Shelob is doing with her Spider Riders, so they are going to be able to destroy level 3 farm over here. That means minus 100 command points in the bank for the Barbie girl. She's gonna drop down... Actually not, she had too many farms, not even dropping down a bit from losing this, and has still a lot of resources. He needed to use the Weapon of Dunland Summon to deal with the tower guards. They are just too tanky, they are built different, and are amazingly strong. Goblins are not as wealthy, by all means, as the Man faction. Not building any lumber mills yet. That's something you could do. And also, they forgot about this creep behind the beasts. Both the players, the Goblin creep is still remaining. Garkill is level 4, by the way. That's the only possible way for the Goblin faction to get leadership. And another builder has been taken down. The Hobbit summon, the Frodo, Samwise Gamgee. Look at this clan, you know? We have the Knights of the Lamrav. And they are pretty powerful too. But I think Shelob can just match them. Shelob should be able to deal with them. Look, the Shelob damage is still quite high against them actually. And if you fight against them, you will get a lot of power points. Look, the power points are rising to the sky. 23 power points collected in total. Shelob is the Spider Queen, is the great counter, but you still don't want to trample into the tower guards. The trample deals almost no damage to them, but the revenge damage you will receive is going to be much greater. 25 power points finally collected for the goblins, but also for the Men of the West faction. So they will both be able to summon their ultimate power in a second. A Balrog of the ancient world has been chosen already. The question is where and how is he going to use it? We will find out very soon. And there comes the demon of the ancient world. And AOD is going to be special summoned to deal with the demon. Balrog is kind of tanky though, doesn't get bothered too much. Shelob has to be careful. She can always use the tunnel ability to get away, and that's what she's gonna do. The Balrog is going to fly. Where did the Balrog go actually? Balrog is going in a place where it doesn't make any sense. He's too scared of the AOD. He's gonna use the Brave Fire here to destroy 2 farms and also kill the AOD, which was following him. That's gonna be the farm number 3, and that's going to drop him down finally to 750 command points in total. AOD duration is much shorter, so only 25 seconds duration. Balrog duration on the other hand is over a minute and 30 seconds. It's a whole more minute compared to the Off-Breaker summon. Shelob is getting in safety. Balrog keeps going. Has also not much more time remaining. He can always use the Breath Fire one more time. And what you want to do with Balrog is you want to always ignite him, which also empowers his damage from his abilities like the Whip, for example, or also the Breath Fire. Plus, this has almost no cooldown, so you can just keep flying over and over again. It has some range though, so you cannot fly from here to the location here with one wing attack. That's not possible. And that's gonna be a great Breath Fire and destroying the marketplace, plus the level 3 farm and dropping the man faction again back to 750. But we have the Knights of Dol Amroth with Irma and plenty of Knights of Gondor. The Knights of Dol Amroth can also take down the fortress, by the way, quite easily. Shelob has to get back in there as soon as possible. She needs to be used a bit more defensively in this situation. And they are committing, potentially will commit. This fortress has no armor on it, so it can go down to the Knights of Dol Amroth in a second. Shelob is about to poison stinger him, and that means like a cripple duration, but not for long. So it's only 15 seconds, but it's enough for Shelob to take down Irma in a second. And we hear Aragorn coming back from the fortress for the chains number 2. The Watcher is going to be available very, very soon. I mean, we have seen what the Watcher is able to do. Almost able to wipe out the whole army if they're clumped. Aragorn, super slow hero. That's why I don't like him. Movement speed 50. Like a normal soldier. But just watch this. These guys have... they are also very slow, but 1 second. Movement speed 65, for example. Movement speed 100. I mean, of course, she's a mounted hero. But still, Aragorn feels incredibly slow. Oh no, the Goblin Keith is in big trouble, trying to get mounted on his Scorpion, but it's not going to be able to get away from the situation. Aragorn using the Jedi Sword with the blue animation, and will hit level 3. Level 4 is going to unlock his leadership, making the armies around him deal more damage and become more resistant. The Watcher in the water. I mean, Shelob is for me the MVP of this game. It doesn't matter who's going to win. Like, right now it's looking like Man is slightly ahead. But still, in my opinion, Shelob was the best investment in this whole game. Plenty of Goblin Warriors, kind of chilling. I'm pretty sure that Shelob destroyed the most amount of farms in this game. The Knights of Dol Amroth. And they will find another level 2 farm, and it's gonna be also going down. Aragorn is here to say, if you want to fight, you need to fight me. If you want to destroy this farm, you need to kill me first. But thanks to the low speed of Aragorn, Spider Riders and Shelob can always disengage whenever they need to. The Watcher has been summoned, but was not a really grateful and successful summon. Couldn't deal too much damage. Shelob is getting back in there with the tunnel ability, trying to do good amount of damage. Remember, also the Hobbits are a great counter to Shelob. Just like in the films, we have seen the Hobbits versus the Spider Queen. And Goblin Player was able to defend this. 24 power points collected in total, very soon for the 25th. Which again will give the Goblin faction player the chance to call on the summoned dragon. Archer standing by. Tom Bombadillo is about to go away. His leadership is also pretty good when you have, it kind of gives you the situation in when you have no upgrades, no leadership. The thing about Rise of the Witch King though is that the leadership isn't able to get stacked, so you cannot stack them. You will have only one leadership available at the same time. I summon the Golden Dragon. Get over here. Oh my god, the damage is kind of crazy. Just like in the Game of Thrones. Very good amount of damage. You always want to use aggressive stance for more damage output, but that kind of will give you the chance to two-shot the level 3 barracks, and without the stance you would just need 3 shots. Cloud Break has been used to stun the enemy army. Aragorn is also level 4 now, finally has leadership. The dragon keeps going. Rohirrim will get burnt in a second. And just like in the other situation, 2 hits, it's all it takes to destroy a level 3 production building as well. That's gonna make, the dragon summoned to the most powerful 25 ability against buildings it is. Shelob might be in trouble over here. Too many tower guards, and it's gonna go down to the Goblin town. The day may come when the courage of men fails, when we forsake our friends and break all bonds with fellowship. But it is not this day. The king. And we hear also the Irma coming back from the graveyard. That's pretty good. Aragorn is super strong, has very high damage output. 1.4 second per slash. But also has splash damage reduced, so he's able to hit multiple targets at the same time. But for the whole game situation, for the whole game duration, it feels like that the Goblin player couldn't find a proper answer to the Tower Guards. The Tower Guards, like at the beginning of the game, Knights and Archers seemed to counter everything what the Goblin player was trying to do. But later on, Tower Guards also took over the situation. Soldier battalion at the ready. And Goblins are super poor. He's up to only 600 available command points. He's lost a lot. Didn't build any lumber mills. Has not a single tunnel beside this, which is level 3. And man is advanced, kind of building up stuff everywhere. And the Knights of the Lamrov are just riding through the map and destroying every single tunnel they can find in like a few seconds. And it looks like they will even be able to win the fight against the half-troll marauders. Now they keep pushing. Aragorn is doing his business. Irma is countering the spider riders, getting resources for each kill thanks to the outlaw leadership with level 4. Aragorn is also, Irma is also one of the most cost-efficient heroes. Every hero that's able to level up this fast and has a pillage ability has like a great return of investment. Like Irma is already a cheap hero, plus you get pillage through him, which means you can get the investment back plenty of times. I like the fact that man has like 2 armies. One of them infantry, being kind of led by the King of Gondor. And the other one with plenty of horses for the map control. And Irma is like a lonely warrior himself, doing his own thing, He has the upgrades on the fortress, so the fortress is a bit tankier. He doesn't need to be worried about Aragorn getting in there and destroying the fortress by himself. EOD and Balrog will be available in a second. They have the same amount of cooldowns, keep that in mind. Every 25 power point has always 12 minutes cooldown, as you can see in the situation. Talking about the 25, Barbie Girl, the Man of the West faction player, will get the chance to summon his second EOD, not second EOD of course too, but summon his second 25 power, which is the Earthquake, which is pretty good against those campy situations. So the Earthquake, what it will do is it will destroy all the expansions from the Goblin Town. All of these will be destroyed. It will damage the fortress, not a lot, but it will damage it good amount. And then gives you the chance to commit to the distraction and take it fully down. The Watcher could be placed right here on the spot very soon, or the Balrog could be summoned underneath. And Shelob is back from the graveyard too. Level 8. Tom Bombadillo! Get off my face! Be careful. He looks so dark. Get over here. Now, he didn't whip him back to him, but Shelob against Aragorn. Shelob is just like this hero killer, isn't he? AOD is also available. Remember, it was used before at the same time, but this time he didn't choose to use AOD for the situation, because let's be real, there is not much to kill anymore from the Goblin player. EOD not that effective against buildings, so you won't deal any damage to the buildings here. For that you need the Earthquake, which he has the power points for. Get over here. Actually Whip dealt also a good amount of damage, but he's looking for it. He wants to just wait for the duration of Balrog to be over, use Earthquake and commit to the fortress. I don't think Goblins got what it takes to defend this or to stop his opponent from doing what I just told you. Sometimes you know what's about to come, but you still don't have anything that can stop that. And I think that's the current situation we are in. Balrog's time is about to be over, and the Knights of the Lamrauf, led by Eomer, the new king of Rohan, oh my god, it kind of knocked him down too. It's over now, I think. The Cloudbreak into AOD. To deal with the Shelob. That's the only mission of the AOD. It's tanky, but it's not tanky enough. The Watcher in the water. And the fortress down means you cannot use any power points anymore. And all you need to do is destroy the remaining production buildings, and that's going to be it. Just like in the real world. Good always beat evil. No, that's not true. GG, well played. I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did, you know what to do. Leave a like to this video, subscribe to not miss future uploads on the channel. I will see you next time. Until then, take care of yourself. Keep hitting like a truck, and as always, stay beyond standards. Peace out, boys.